We move on to the question number 11, that is on derivatives. We use quotient rule. This is a very important rule. It will be asked now and then. So here we go. Before we begin, I just want to recall this is question number 11, which is still in MCQ. That means you will have four options. So there is a trick which you can use to find the derivatives directly when it is, say, objective problems. I mean, when you have MCQs, multiple choices. So I will teach you that after solving one of the problem. I hope you know how to do the derivations. It's very basic. We have done it a long time before. We have done 20 times before. So you need to be thorough with it, with all the power rules and everything. Here we are just learning extra about the quotient rule. I'm sure you all know what's quotient rule. Let's apply over here. But I'll tell you a few things. I'll just compare and differentiate between the questions and then I will solve a problem. Look here, look at these problems. Can you simplify this further? You can factor this out. To be very honest, you can factor this out in the sense you can get this in terms t something and multiply it with t plus or minus something, some number. You can factor it out. But this will just make more complications when you derive. So just leave it in this simplified form. That's it. You don't go to factor anything, just leave it in the simplified form. These over here, the quotient rule is applied directly, both of these cases. Imagine the numerator is u, the denominator is v. Then the rule is derivation of the numerator above term multiplied with the below term as it is, minus the above term will remain same and derive the second denominator, the second term, and the denominator is squared. This is very important. This is the rule. You should remember this. That's it. Now see over here, it's directly applied. We will come back and solve one of these questions. Now here, look, it is directly applied itself, but they have taken this to be power x half instead of square root, okay? And then they have solved it. Or you can even remember this formula. It's fine. But now there is one thing here. Can you see 3 and 6 is common? Can you see that? Only the numerator. That's fine. You can remove that out. Why it can be removed is it will just help you in your simplification. Because otherwise, everywhere there will be 3 extra 3 will be recurring. And then you will have to remove it out at the end. So just make sure if there are any terms which are common, you just remove it out. Keep it outside. And because they are constant, look, I'll just remind you, if we have 3x here like this, and imagine you're multiplying like this, what will be the answer? It'll be 2 outside, and then we have 3. It's the same thing. Or you just take this 3 out, it'll be just 6x, x derivative is 6 itself. Okay, this is not a very good example, but what I'm trying to say is it's better you remove the terms common out. Now say for example over here 2x minus 4x squared. Okay, let me solve this up. Here what happens, it'll be 2 derivation of this and this will be minus 8x. Okay, now I can remove common term, that is 2 outside, and what is remaining? 1 minus 4x. Okay, fine. But now what I'll do is I'll remove a common term out at the beginning. This 2, I'll remove it out at the beginning. What remains? You're remaining with x and 2x squared, isn't it? 2 is taken out over here and 2 from this is taken out. Your x minus 2x squared. And what you do is derive this. It'll be 1 minus 4x. The answer is same. It's just that you're saving a step. Not saving a step. It'll be more easier in complicated problems. That's why they have removed 3 outside at the beginning. Now even over here you can remove 3 outside. Wait, let me just check. Yes. Here it's not taken, but honestly speaking, it would have been easier if you had taken 2 outside over here. I'll tell you why. Because you just remove 2 outside and yeah, it's fine. You should have removed 2 outside, It would be easier. But anyways, it's not taken out. But don't worry, it'll be the same answer. I will just solve this with removing 2 outside, okay? And then I will just show you how it is the same thing. Let me just do it. The numerator over here, it is 1 by x. Okay, now I will just remove 2 outside. It will be 3x minus 1 by x divided by x squared plus root x. Now I will write the formulas for 1 by x and root x. I'll just write it over here. 1 by x derivative is minus 1 by x squared. Root x derivative is 1 by 2 root x. Okay. Why I write this is because I'll directly use this over here when I'm solving it. Now here, these two, you can see the above term. Let me just change the color. This one is u, this one is v. Okay, now let me solve it up. Let me solve it over here. I'll just remove 2 outside entirely. Okay, now I'm just dealing with these two terms. This is a constant, doesn't matter. Now what happens is it is u dash, so 3, because you solve this, minus times minus 1 by x squared. What happened? I just derived this chain rule, this term and this term separately. That's the derivation. Okay, I will write the formula once again. It's u dash v minus uv dash divided by v squared. I just did u dash now. Okay, and then write the next term, v term as it is. It's x squared plus root x. Now what next? Minus u term as it is, that is 3x minus 1 by x, and derive this term. It will be 2x, and what is root x? It is plus 1 by 2 root x. Okay, and now square this denominator. It is x squared plus root x the whole square. Sorry, it's already there. That's it. I think so you can stop over here. I don't think so it's simplified. Let's just check. They have stopped over here. Yes, they have. Okay, now here what you can learn is this 2. Now it can be multiplied. Now see over here, it's like this. This is a coefficient, right? When you multiply it, look, this will be a distributive property. It will be multiplied here once and here once. It's up to you to choose the term. You can multiply this 2 over here or over here. If I multiply here, it will be 6 minus 2 by x squared. Over here, it will be same thing, 6 minus 2 by x squared. Only one. Don't multiply at all the terms. Look carefully. These are, what are these? One single term, one single term. So these both are multiplication. That means all when you're doing distributive property, this 2 only multiplies once to any of this term, not for both the terms. That's what it is. So if you do that, then you will get whatever the answer is over here. You can see it's 6 plus 2x because the 2 is multiplied only to this term. And then plus or minus makes, another term, right? Over here also it must be multiplied, and it is multiplied over here. 6 minus 2x. So this is what everything is correct. Now over here, from this last final step also you can remove. There is 2 over here common out, 2 here common out. You can't remove that. Now if we had taken common term out, it would be like this. Directly you're going to get the answer. Okay, but generally as a thumb rule, it's better to follow this. Why? Because most of the time, I can't assure this, but generally there will be a common term outside. Okay, so that's why generally as a thumb rule, what we do is we simplify the term first and then we derive it. Okay, leave this 2 outside. See how we are left? The 3 is outside as a common term. Doesn't matter you take or no, you will get the same answer. But imagine this is the option. You will be very much confused, isn't it? That's why I would highly suggest you to remove the common term and then apply the formula and solve it. You can see that's the answer. Over here, I have written everything as root x and 1 by x. What over here it's told, 1 by x is x to the power minus 1 and root x is x to the power half. It's up to you. I generally write it like this, and this is equal to, say for example, root x equals to x power half. It's not wrong. 1 by x equals negative x to the power negative 1. So this is the thing. This is how we can solve them easily. Just know the formula. And now here, please do the FOIL method. Make sure you're multiplying these terms. U over here, it will be u squared minus 2u plus u minus 2. And simplify, this will be u squared minus u minus 2. So when you're solving, the numerator is this. Okay, I hope this is clear. You can see the numerator over here is u squared minus u and minus 2. And then you use the formula of the quotient rule and solve it. Same thing here, multiply this 2u over here, because if it was only a constant, it's fine. You can remove this 2 outside. See over here, it's already removed. So you can remove it right now rather than keeping it at the end. Don't multiply this inside. Just multiply u squared plus 3u. And then you need to simplify. So this is how we basically do these problems. All the problems are straightforward. Now, I'm just looking at this 11th one. What would you do is, instead of using the quotient rule, you can use the quotient rule. There's no wrong in that. You can simplify this. Let me just check how the answer is given. Yes, they also have done the same thing. This is easy. See, now you can look over here. Instead of using the quotient rule, because it's only root x, that is x to the power half, divided, distributed, properly, evenly. So x squared by root x plus 3x by root x minus 2 by root x. You're dividing this evenly on all the three parts, and then you're solving it up. So when you simplify over here, it already simplifies a bit, and then you can derive it easily with just power rule, no need of anything else. So if you simplify the term and then apply the derivative, it gets easier. Here there is nothing that can be simplified, so you have to use the quotient rule here. So that's how we do it. Now it's tangent line. Okay, now before we go ahead, I'll just tell you the shortcut method. Okay, let me use a complicated problem, say this one over here. Okay, anyone, it's fine. We will do the left one because the right one I had already solved. Here you need to have your calculators. Okay, let's take out our calculators first. I would highly suggest you just use the quotient rule and solve it by yourself, because this is very important and you have to know this no matter what. For writing and all, you need to know this. But I'm just telling you the shortcut method, because if you're just say you are blank and you just don't understand how to do it, then you have 4 options you can try and get the answer. But it'll take a long time. So I personally, if possible, would not do the would not do the calculated method. I would just do it manually. But anyways, what this method is, you need to assume a x value. It'll work for any derivative problem. Doesn't matter which, it'll work. You need to assume x value, okay? Now, the x value should not be undefined. So the denominator over here. So I will just put it in the calculator, mod phi 3, because it's quadratic, right? Denominator. Mod phi 3. What is the first term? Phi 0 minus 2. So the number must not be 0.63, this one or this one, negative root 10 by 5. Avoid these two numbers. Generally, if you take 1.51, those will be avoided, okay? So don't worry much about that. What I would do is, I generally go with 1.5, but when it's derivative, right? I know this is going to be a huge answer, so there won't be enough space in the calculator to type it out. So let's go with 2, the option number 2, x value of 2, x equals 2 here. Derive, we are asked to derive, so let's just go. You can clear your calculator. I'll just clear it because this sometimes lags it. Now here, use shift dy by dx. Here x value must be known, otherwise you cannot solve. Yes, but we are just assuming a s value. Let's do it. 3, let me do the fraction, 3x alpha x. When you're typing the question in, make sure you type it in terms of x itself, okay? Root x divided by phi x squared minus 2. And what is the x value? We have assumed it to be 2. Or you can take it as 1.5 as well. Now write this number down. I will write at least 4 to 6 decimals, okay? 0.202227. Now, here then, what you do is, I will show you can even change this value. I will change this to even 2.5 or 1.5, okay? And for x equals 1.5, it is 0.5588881. Now, why I don't use 1 is, see, though sometimes 1 is not defined, there are some special problems where you won't get the correct answer. I am not able to give you example right now because I tried many of these problems with the shortcut earlier, and it was working even with one. But I know when I was doing my engineering studies back then, when we had math, there were some, problems. Maybe because the domain was something, maybe it was sine or something. One we used to avoid. Okay, I used to do this method before, and I used to avoid one because sometimes one would not give you the correct answer. That's the reason. Okay, otherwise one will definitely work. For these problems it works, but so just go with 2 or 1.5. Now what you do, this is the answer. Note the answers down. You need to have four options. We know the answer is over here. Now put this answer in the calculator, but instead of x, you need to substitute any, the answer which you assumed. That is 2. Now what I'll do is 3 multiplied with this entire term. So what I'll do, I'll just write it out. 5 multiplied by 2 square. You can consider this to be x. Okay, you can make it x and then calc, but I would just write it 2 square. It's fine. 2 squared minus 2. Use the brackets appropriately. Then here we have, I have forgotten to open one of the brackets. See this one. There are two brackets. Now here 1 minus, I know x to the, I'll just write as it is, it's over here. 2 to the power negative half, that is 0.5. Down, press this, and now close the bracket. If you don't press that next button, it will close the bracket to the power. That is wrong. You need to press next, close the bracket. Then let's do minus, open the bracket. X is how much? Again 2 minus 2, it's 2 times 2 power 0.5, close the bracket now. And lastly we have 10 times 2, close the bracket, 2 times because there was 2 brackets, divided by, here we have 5 into 2 squared minus 2, close the bracket and square it up. Let's put equal to, this will be exactly this answer. I remember it was 7, 9 and some values. If you rewind the video, you will see this would be the exact value. But sometimes when you solve this, you will get a fraction. Then just press SD and compare. Because when you press shift and d by dx, you will never get a fraction. You will always get decimal. But when you solve like this, you might get fraction. So make sure, don't forget any of these terms. The 3, it should be there, okay? You will get the same answer. I will just show you, even if you take 1.5, it will be the same thing. We got 55881, right? Now, instead of x, the 2 we considered, I'll just change it to 1.5 here everywhere. So here it is 1.5, and then over here the next value, instead of x it was 1.5, and then 2 multiplied by x, again it's 1.5, and lastly we have 10x, that is again 1.5. Here also it's 1.5. Okay, that's it. Now press equal to, this is this exact answer, it's 881. So it will be the same. It works only when you have 4 options, otherwise it will not work. Okay, I hope this is clear. This is for the first part, the 5 to 12 problems. You can easily do it. Just remember the quotient rule and do it. Otherwise, you can even try exploring the calculator method. If it's like a huge problem, imagine the answer is too big and you're just so tired, you can do this. Anyways, so if you're doing the calculator method, this can be directly put in, but make sure you don't have u, everything will be x. Okay, just assume x values. Go with 2 for derivative, because 1.5 will be many numbers, because you have so many to input, right? It will be just too much. But otherwise, I generally go with 1.5 for other problems, whereas rationals and everything. But if it is, say, derivative, just go with number 2. It's a whole number. It's easy to type in. Now we will go to the next part of the question, that is 19 to 20, 19, 20, 22, and 24. Here we have been asked to write the equation for the tangent line. Again, it's question number 11. Don't go to do everything in detail. Let me first write the equation of the tangent line. What is it? That is given by y. There are various versions of this. I'll write the first one, y minus y naught equals m into x minus x naught. I don't prefer this because then always this will be taken to the other side. So what I would do is this, that y naught minus y naught will be here, it will be plus y naught. This is equal to y. This is basically a slope formula. What is slope? Y is m is equal to y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1, isn't it? Now take this denominator to the other side, it becomes x2 minus x1 m, or let me write it over here, m backside, m equals y2 minus y1. Now this negative y1, take it to the other side. First, it'll be m into x2 minus x1 plus y1 equals y2. Now it's just that equation generally has one point and one x and y terms, right? So here we're just, sorry, not that one. This we just remove 2 and 2. You can see that it'll be x. So that's it. It's y m into x minus x naught or x1 or x2, anything. As long you understand, it's fine. It's derived from the slope formula. Now tangent line, that's fine. This is the equation, say y equation, okay? If you remember this. Or okay, instead of doing all this, because I know everyone will remember m, that's why I'm doing, but we know the point slope formula is this formula exactly, okay? This is point slope formula. Now what next? Here I will tell you what are the things we require. We require x naught, y naught. Whatever is given to us, this is the initial value, x naught. What is that value? That is a naught. X naught over here is given. They will mention it as a value 1, 2, 3, like that. It's 0. So basically x naught, this is a naught, right, is 0. Okay, in this formula. Okay, another version of this is m into what is that, x minus a plus f of a. This is also one more version. There are various versions, okay? Whichever is convenient. If you think, oh, this is easy a, yeah, take it. Or just understand this is x naught. Now I'll substitute. We know x naught is x minus x naught is what? 0. Or a is 0 given. How do we find this f of a or y naught? Here, instead of x, substitute a, or this is equal to y, right? This f of x means y equals, right? Just substitute the given value. Instead of x, just substitute this value over here. So what happens? It will be 0 plus 1 divided by 0 plus 2, that is 1 by 2, that's half, or 0.5. So a value is, f of a value is 0.5 basically. How? Whatever is given, just substitute in the equation and then solve it. How do we find m? So we are nearly there. This is y equals 2. Only m is missing. That's the slope of the tangent line. That means derive it. Take out your calculators now. We know derivation is finding the slope of the tangent line. So directly derive this given equation. Shift d by dx. Put this in the calculator. Alpha x plus 1 divided by alpha x plus 2. And what is the x value? 0. This is the answer. It's 1/4 or 0.25. Okay. I'm not sure how exactly it is in the the final answer. It generally will be 1/4 and a half, I guess. But anyways, I'll simplify this. Y equals x minus 0 is x. So I'll just write each step. Over here it will be x plus 0.5. That is y equals 0.25x plus half. Or if it's not like this, then it will be y equals 1/4 x plus half. This will definitely be the answer. Any one of this. So you can see it's y equals 1/4 x plus half. That's how we solve it. You don't need to do anything of this derivative and all, because you will be given the x value, directly substitute it, substitute over here. Remember how to get the a value. It will be given. Any formula you can use, and this f of a or y naught is just substituting the given x value or a value into the given function and then finding the y value. And then only the slope of the tangent line is by dy by dx. Calculate it again. So this is how we solve this problem. Same thing over here. It's just that a value is given as 1 or x naught value is 1. So try this by yourselves and you can compare the answer over here. For this part, slope part, you can directly do, see this negative 3 by 2 from calculator. Make sure you substitute it properly. Try this by yourselves. Okay, now this is a interesting, the last one. It's a bit lengthy because there are different types of problems. How would you solve this? It is not direct because over here you have been given in terms of functions f of x, g of x, how to solve it, and you need to solve at 2 points a and b. First, find the derivative of that. You need to know the power rule over here, I mean the quotient rule here, otherwise it's not possible. Quotient rule is given as u dash v minus uv dash divided by v squared. I'll substitute over here. That means f dash of x multiplied by g of x minus f of x into g dash of x divided by the square of this term g of x the whole square. This is the derivative, that is h dash of x. I hope this is clear. Now this is the thing, you need to find the equation for the tangent line based on these. So this is basically y, okay? Y is this part. Now let me write the equation first. Y equals m into x minus x naught plus y naught. Here x naught value is this, or I'll write it as a. You can write it as x naught will be this, or you can write it as a and f of a. And since over here the function is h, I will write h of a. I hope this is clear. Given function, whatever is given. If I write f of a, it will be wrong because we have the numerator as f of a. That's why I did not write f of a. You can write anything else. Now here, what is known? This is known, 1. This will be like this. What is the slope now? We found the slope. Slope is basically this one, h dash of x. What are these values? Look here carefully. Let me change the color over here. And if you look carefully over here, they have given everything. F dash of 0 is equal to negative 1. What is f dash of 1? We want at 1 now. F dash, because we know x. See, the a value means x naught value. All this over here, we have to substitute now 1. Okay, basically we are substituting that. So substitute over here. F dash of 1, what is it? 3. This first part will be 3 multiplied with, what is g of 1? G of 1 is 1 minus, what is f of 1? F of 1, where is f of 1? Over here, minus 2. And lastly, what do we have? G dash of 1. Where is g dash? Okay, this one, minus 2, again minus 2, divided by the square of g 1. You know, the a part is all 1. We have to just search for 1s. G of 1, that is 1 square. Now if you simplify this, it will be 3 minus minus will be plus, again minus 4 by 1, it is minus 1. So here the slope is minus 1 times x minus a is 1. And what is this h of a? Substitute in this given value h of 1. Okay, because a value is 1. So f of 1 divided by g of 1. Now what is f of 1? Here f of 1 is minus 2 divided by g of 1. Where is g of 1? Here is 1. So it's basically minus 2. So the answer is minus 2. So the final answer for the part A will be, multiply this minus inside, it will be minus x plus 1 minus 2, sorry, minus 2. You can simplify it further to minus x minus 1, or you can remove the minus sign outside, it will be x plus 1 negative. So this would be the final answer. Let's just check the answer quickly. Yeah, that's the answer. But over here they have only simplified the right part. See, this minus 1 means minus only, right? Bracket x minus 1, and this is just written minus 2. But all these three are correct. We have just simplified from one form. It depends on what is given. Over here they have just given the basic thing. So here, this part, can you see this first answer what we got? This is just written as minus 1 means just minus sign, minus 1, minus 2. This is it. This is the answer that's given. So this is how you basically find it. And the second point, second part A is 0. It's the same thing what we did. See what we did over here, but everything will be in terms of 0 now. Here, I'll just change over here. This will be 0. This will be new value. Over here, everything will be new value. Okay. We can just solve this one as well. So it'll be, oh, that just, oh, 1 second. Let me just, no, it's going to take a long time. So I'll write it out again. We don't know what is, y is no, y is that's it. We don't know what's m. We don't know what's, a is, sorry, 0, right? We don't know the other things. Let's solve. So now instead of 1, everything will be 0, 0, 0 over here. So what happens? F of 0 is minus 1 divided by g of 0. What is g of 0? Where is it? 3. So it's negative 1 by third, negative 1 by 3. So h of 0 is negative 1/3. And what about m? You can't solve in calculator. You need to do this. And now we need to substitute and solve it over here. So let's just rewrite it. Everything f dash of 0 now. Everything with 0 because the second value is 0. So what is f dash of 0? You need to search. Okay. It's better to write easily the question in the some way and then it's easy, or else you can just search it out. It's minus 1 times g of x. Where is g of 0? Sorry, now g of 0 is 3 minus f of 0. It's minus 1 times, last one is g dash of, it's again minus 1 divided by, what is g of x again? G is g of 0, it's 3 squared. Now this will be minus 3 minus 1 because minus 1 is 1, then again minus is there, so this is the thing, and it's 9. It'll be negative 4 by 9. So here it'll be minus 4 by 9. That's the answer. I hope that's correct. Did I miss something? Yeah, it's minus 4 by 9. Okay, now I forgot to multiply this inside. All you do is see over here. X minus 0 is just x. So multiply x over here. It'll be minus 4 by 9x. And this will be negative 1/3. That is the equation of the tangent line when a value is 0. So this is how we basically solve it up. You can see that's the answer. That's it. So these are all the problems. Now this one is again same. Just do it by yourself. Just derive this. You can see the derivation of this is given over here. It'll be 2x times 2x is the derivation of the numerator, g of x as it is. Keep this term as it is, x squared, derive g dash of x divided by g of x the whole square. All the values are there. Substitute, easily solve it. Just like what we have done a while ago. So make sure you try to solve them by yourself. All the answers are available over here. Check your answers. Yeah, and then we are at the end of it. So there are about 3 different type of problems in that. So please be thorough with it. And even the next topic is also similar to this. So it'll be very helpful if you know the exact method. So be thorough and then move to the next topic. That's it for this particular question. Bye-bye for now.